Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be talking about something that I think is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be going back in time to 1877,
Oh, wow.
the year that Thomas Edison unveiled the phonograph.
The
Now,
phonograph.
you probably noticed like that early record player with the big horn. But what's really, really amazing is what this invention unlocked.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a world before recorded
All
sound.
right.
Just imagine that for a second.
Okay.
Like music only existed live.
Wow.
No replays, no way to capture a voice except in like your memory.
It's almost impossible for us to fully grasp that, isn't it? It's like trying to imagine a world without photography.
Yeah.
And suddenly, like, entire dimensions of human experience just vanish.
Exactly. So today, we're not just unpacking the nuts and bolts of like how the phonograph work.
Okay.
We're exploring the shock waves it's sent through society, music, politics, even how we understand history itself.
It's true.
Buckle up, because we're about to encounter some serious aha moments.
Indeed. And perhaps the best place to begin is with the phonograph itself.
Okay.
A marvel of ingenuity despite its apparent simplicity.
Okay.
Edison essentially found a way to translate the ephemeral nature of sound waves
You're right.
into a physical form that could be preserved and replayed.
All right, so give us the rundown. How did this thing actually work?
Okay.
And don't worry, we're all sound nerds here, so feel free to geek out a bit.
Well, at its core, the phonograph was a mechanical marvel.
Okay.
Imagine a diaphragm,
Hmm.
a thin vibrating membrane connected to a stylus, essentially a shark needle.
Great.
When sound waves hit the diaphragm, they cause it to vibrate, which in turn makes the stylus wiggle.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now picture the stylus etching a groove onto a cylinder wrapped in tinfoil.
Uh-huh.
That groove, my friend,
Yeah.
is a physical recording of the sound waves themselves.
So it's like a microscopic, super detailed etching of the sound.
Exactly.
Okay, so how did you get from that groove
Okay,
back to the actual sound that you could hear?
that's where the magic of playback comes in.
Okay.
To hear the recording, you simply trace the stylus back along that groove.
Oh.
The vibrations are transferred back through the diaphragm,
Oh.
which recreates the original sound waves, allowing you to hear what was recorded.
Now, I know Edison is famed for his Mary Had a Little Lamb recording,
Yes,
the world's first write.
the world's very first.
Was that just a random choice?
Okay.
Or was there more to it?
It's certainly become an iconic anecdote.
It has.
While the exact reasoning behind Edison's choice remains unclear,
Okay.
some speculate that the simplicity and familiarity of the nursery rhyme
Right.
made it an ideal test subject for this groundbreaking invention.
Makes sense. It's short, recognizable,
Yeah,
perfect for like a quick demo of this mind-blowing technology.
absolutely.
But let's move beyond the nursery rhymes.
Okay.
What was the immediate reaction when this thing hit the scene?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
incredible.
Did people grasp its potential right away?
The impact was immediate and multifaceted. The phonograph was initially marketed as a business tool
Huh?
for dictation and recording meetings.
Oh, interesting.
However, its potential for entertainment quickly took center stage.
Right.
Imagine for the first time, music wasn't bound by the constraints of live performance.
That's huge GE. Suddenly, anyone could listen to music on demand.
Yes.
Whenever they wanted.
Precisely.
No more waiting for the traveling orchestra to come to town.
Exactly. And this shift wasn't limited to music.
Oh,
Think about lecture speeches, even theatrical performances,
wow.
all suddenly accessible to a much wider audience.
Yeah.
It was a precursor to the audiobooks and podcasts we enjoy today.
That's like a whole new world of information and entertainment that has
Yes.
just opened up.
Exactly.
But it's also got to be about preserving history, right?
Oh, of course.
Being able to hear voices from the past.
Absolutely. The phonograph offered a way to capture and preserve the spoken word,
Yeah.
musical performances, and even ambient sounds of a given era. Think of the historical speeches, the dialects, the everyday sounds of a bygone world,
Oh, wow.
all suddenly capable of being preserved for future generations.
I get chills just thinking about it.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
So we've got accessible entertainment, educational opportunities,
Yeah.
a way to hold on to history. What else? Did the phonograph influence social interactions in any way?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
The phonograph undeniably altered how people interacted with music and sound.
Okay.
The communal experience of live performance remained, of course.
Right.
But the phonograph introduced a new dimension,
Okay.
The intimate, individualized enjoyment of recorded sound. People could now curate their own sonic landscapes,
Wow.
creating personal collections of music and spoken word recordings.
So it's not just about what we can listen to.
Right.
It's about how we listen.
Exactly.
That's got to have implications for everything from how we experience music emotionally to how we learn.
It certainly does. And that shift in listening habits had a profound effect on the evolution of music itself.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it before recorded sound.
Yeah.
Music was largely a social,
Yeah.
participatory activity.
Mm.
But with the phonograph,
Yeah.
music could be consumed passively as like a background to other activities.
Yeah.
This changed the way composers thought about music,
Uh-huh.
how musicians performed it, and
Well-
even how audiences experienced it.
So the phonograph wasn't just a new way to listen.
Right.
It was a catalyst for new forms of musical expression.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Huh?
But Edison's phonograph with its tinfoil cylinders was just the beginning, right?
Of course.
How did we get from there to the technology we're all familiar with?
The evolution is fascinating.
Okay.
One of the first major advancements came with the invention of the gramophone
Oh, yeah.
by Emil Berliner in the late 1880s.
Uh-huh.
Unlike the phonograph cylinders,
Okay.
the gramophone utilized flat discs for recording and playback.
Ah, the ancestor of the vinyl record.
Indeed.
Why was the flat disc such a big deal?
Okay.
Was it just about convenience?
It was a game changer for several reasons.
Like what?
First, discs were much more durable and easier to store and transport
Right.
than fragile cylinders.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Second, discs could be mass-produced more efficiently,
Oh.
which drastically lowered the cost of recordings and made them accessible to a wider audience.
So we're talking about a democratization of music.
Exactly.
Suddenly, it's not just the wealthy elite who can enjoy recorded sound.
Precisely. And the larger surface area of the disc allowed for longer recordings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Suddenly, symphonies could be enjoyed in their entirety.
That's really cool.
And storytelling through recorded sound could become more complex.
It's like the jump from a 3-minute pop song to a full-blown concept album.
Exactly.
And did the flat disc format lead to the development of album art, too?
It did.
Really?
The shift to flat discs provided a canvas for visual expression, allowing artists and record labels to integrate visual elements into the listening experience.
Oh, wow.
Album art became a powerful tool for branding storytelling and even social commentary.
It's interesting how something as simple as a change in shape could have such far-reaching effects.
It is.
But what about sound quality?
Yep. Okay.
I imagine those early recordings were still pretty rough around the edges.
You're right.
Yeah.
The early acoustic recordings, whether on cylinders or discs, had limitations.
Right?
The sound was often muffled and lacked the dynamic range of live performance.
Yeah.
However, the introduction of electrical recording in the 1920s revolutionized the fidelity of recorded sound.
Okay. Break it down for us.
All right.
How did electrical recording change the game?
Before electrical recording, sound waves had to directly vibrate the stylus. This limited the sensitivity and range of frequencies that could be captured.
Right.
But with electrical recording,
Yeah.
microphones were introduced. Microphones convert sound waves into electrical signals, which are then amplified and used to drive the recording stylus.
Okay.
This allowed for a much wider frequency range to be captured,
Okay.
resulting in recordings that were clearer, more dynamic, and more faithful to the original sound.
So it's like the difference between a grainy old photograph and a high-definition image.
A perfect analogy.
Suddenly the details come to life.
And this innovation paved the way for the development of the vinyl record as we know it,
Right.
the dominant format for music consumption for much of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Vinyl records, with their microgrooves etched into plastic discs, offered a level of fidelity and durability that surpassed previous formats.
And think about the impact on radio broadcasting, film scores, even things like field recordings of nature sounds.
Yeah.
All of that becomes possible with these advancements in recording technology.
Absolutely. And while vinyl was having its moment,
Yeah.
the seeds of another sonic revolution were being sown.
Oh, okay.
Digital audio.
This is where we get CDs, MP3s,
Yeah.
streaming services.
Exactly.
The whole digital music landscape that defines how we experience music today.
Precisely. Digital audio recording and playback, which emerged in the latter half of the 20th century, marked a radical shift.
Okay.
Sound was no longer captured as a continuous physical groove,
Yeah.
but as a series of discrete numerical values.
Right.
This opened up unprecedented possibilities for editing, manipulating and sharing sound.
It's like the difference between analog and digital photography.
Exactly.
Suddenly, sound could be copied, perfectly transmitted globally in an instant,
Yes.
and manipulated in ways that were previously unimaginable.
It was a transformative leap. And it's
Yeah.
crucial to remember that all of these innovations,
Right. Sure.
from the gramophone to digital audio,
Yeah.
are built on the foundation laid by Edison's phonograph. That one seemingly simple invention sparked a chain of innovations that has profoundly shaped how we create, consume, and understand sound itself.
Okay, before we move on, I have to bring up one detail from the research that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
We talked about the phonograph's impact on entertainment and history.
Yes.
But it also played a surprising role in politics. Did you know that the voice of Otto von Bismarck, the first chancellor of the German Empire,
Right.
was captured on a phonograph cylinder in 1888?
That recording is a fascinating historical artifact.
Yeah.
It highlights the power of the phonograph to capture not just music or stories, but moments of political significance.
Right.
Bismarck's voice, frozen in time, gives us a direct link to a pivotal figure in European history.
I find it incredible that we can still hear his voice today, over a century later.
It's amazing.
What a testament to the enduring power of recorded sound.
It really is.
It's not just about entertainment. It's about preserving the voices, the ideas, the emotions of the past.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's a powerful reminder of the phonograph's role in shaping our understanding of history. And it also raises questions about how recording technology has influenced political discourse. The ability to record and disseminate speeches gave political figures a new platform to reach a wider audience, shaping public opinion.
Right.
And perhaps even influencing the course of events.
It's like the very first form of political broadcasting.
It is.
I can't help but wonder about the future of sound.
Sure.
We've gone from tinfoil cylinders to digital streaming. But what's next?
That's the beauty of it all, isn't it?
It is.
The story of recorded sound is a testament to human ingenuity
Yeah.
and our endless fascination with capturing the world around us. For what's next, who knows?
Right.
Perhaps we'll see a resurgence of analog formats.
Oh, that'd be cool.
A deeper integration of sound and virtual reality.
Wow.
Or something entirely new that we can't even fathom yet.
That's a perfect segue to our final thought.
Okay.
Imagine, if you will,
Okay.
bringing Thomas Edison himself into the 21st century.
Right.
We hand him a smartphone,
Yeah.
play him a song on Spotify, maybe even let him listen to this very podcast episode.
I think his mind would be absolutely blown.
Right. Here's this guy who figured out how to capture sound in the first place, kicking off over a century of innovation.
Yeah.
That led to, well, everything we've been talking about. How would he react to the sheer scale of it all?
It's fascinating to consider. On one hand, the technology would seem utterly alien to him.
Right.
The miniaturization of electronics,
Yeah.
the vast libraries of music available instantly,
Yeah.
the ability to share recordings globally.
Yeah.
These are all concepts far beyond anything imaginable in his time.
He'd probably be floored by the sound quality, too.
Oh, of course.
Going from those early, somewhat muffled recordings to the crystal clear audio we have today.
Yeah,
It's a night and day difference.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also believe that Edison, with his inventor's mind, would grasp the fundamental principles at play.
Yeah.
He'd understand that at its core, it's still about capturing, storing, and accessing sound.
Right.
The methods have evolved dramatically,
Huh?
but the essential goal remains the same.
I wonder if he'd feel a sense of pride,
Yeah.
seeing how his invention laid the groundwork for this entire sonic landscape.
Right.
Or maybe even a spark of inspiration, pushing him to explore these new frontiers of sound himself.
That's a tantalizing thought.
It is.
To see Edison's inventive genius unleashed on the possibilities of digital audio, artificial intelligence, and immersive sound technologies.
Oh, man.
Who knows what incredible creations might have emerged?
It really underscores the power of a truly groundbreaking invention, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just about solving a problem or meeting a need.
Yeah.
It's about opening up avenues of exploration that nobody could have predicted.
Right.
And Edison's phonograph was undeniably one of those inventions.
It was a pivotal moment in human history.
It really was.
Think about it. For the vast majority of our existence, sound was ephemeral,
Right.
vanishing the moment it was created.
Yeah.
The phonograph changed that forever,
It did.
giving us the power to capture sound, to shape it, to revisit it at will.
And that power has had a ripple effect on everything from music and storytelling
It has.
to scientific research and our understanding of the past.
Exactly.
It's hard to overstate the profound impact of this one invention.
It's a legacy that continues to resonate today.
Oh, yeah.
In every song we stream, every podcast we listen to,
Oh,
every
sure.
voice message we send.
It's true. It's a reminder that innovation often builds upon the achievements of those who came before us,
Right.
and that even the seemingly simple ideas can have world-changing consequences.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. Our deep dive into the world of recorded sound, from those early tinfoil cylinders to the digital age.
It's been a fascinating journey.
We covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
But if you're eager to learn more, we've included some fantastic resources in the show notes.
Yeah, be sure to check those out.
Be sure to check those out. And as always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Who knows what we'll uncover next time. Until then, keep those ears tuned and those minds curious.